Have you ever wasted 10 fucking years trying to trade? Bots, indicators, signals groups, YouTube trash, and still end up with nothing? One of my students, DTrader, did, but the moment he plugged into the SCT system properly, he went from maybe one day I'll be profitable to stacking $6,000 days like it was nothing. In this video, I'll explain exactly what changed, and no, it wasn't just some magic setup or mindset fluff. It was a repeatable shift that dozens of others are now using too. Don't believe it? Go to sctinnercircle.com, join the Discord, and message my students yourself. We're literally the only ones that let you verify our claims. And if you're still trading like a degenerate, binge watching guru videos with no results, watch till the end, because you'll either wake the fuck up or you'll waste the next 10 years the same way that he did. Let's get into it. To understand this $6,000 a day transformation, you need to understand where he started, because it wasn't just random failure. It was 10 whole years of trading garbage. Bots, indicators, signals rooms, and YouTube videos. And somehow, after all that, he still believed it could work. Well, let's just say his trading before joining SCT really wasn't so good. I know he used to work on trading bots all of the time, expert advisors trying to code them himself and try to find the best ways to make a profit. But even after 10 years of trying to build these bots, trading bots, right, to automatically be able to make him money, still he wasn't able to make it work, either with his personal funds, with funded capital, with anything really. And one really important thing that he told me is he didn't really feel like he had a clean process. It was just kind of all of this information, all these things that he's heard, all these things that he's tried, and all sorts of different places, but not piecing together like a puzzle. Some of the tools and strategies that he was relying on was just different Fibonacci strategies, right? Trying to grab some sort of fib, throw it at a swing point, and basically say, okay, well, it seems like the fib's always going to this level, you know, I should be entering over here, but he didn't really have clear understanding of where to place his stop loss, where to take profits, or even how to journal properly. And the thing is, he just kept trying to learn more things and just apply these things that he learned, like fibs and different support resistance levels, to bots, which, as you hopefully know, a lot of these trading bots, they just don't work, because one big thing that makes traders profitable is discretion. The human mind able to look at something and say, this is what the data says, but I should also be doing this. Bots, well, I don't think they're able to do that yet. Maybe in the future with AI and crazy shit, in the future, maybe, right? But even with the level of AI today, it's not even close to being able to do this. His results really weren't anything great, right? Let's say this was a session where he was trading over these 2 days. He would take so many trades. Maybe he would take a trade here, another one here, 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 and try to exit all at one point. The thing is, there's nothing really wrong with this. It's just he didn't really understand exactly how to properly utilize an edge. For example, maybe he would enter here originally because we broke above this level, right? But there was no clear stop loss set, which means there was no risk set, which means his reward was never clear, right? And so, you know, his results weren't ideal, because let's say he put in $10,000 of his personal money into a MetaTrader account, and let's say he tried to trade this manually. Well, he would maybe enter over here with, let's say, 0.1 lots, but that's not very clear what the risk is, nor what the reward is. Yes, he knows the amount of money he's going to be making or losing per pip, but he didn't really know exactly what his main target would be. Because if he enters here and he were to fully exit right here, after we take out this high, well, it'd be a very, very small move. The question is, where would he be actually cutting his losses? Would it be all the way down here? Would it be here? Would it be even lower? This is the main aspect which I really need to tweak with him, because you can't just randomly enter somewhere and then from there just enter in more spots. Not only because it's not really a clear strategy, but because your risk isn't defined, because it's very hard to journal, which means you probably won't journal. And a lot of these prop firms, they count this kind of thing as breaking their rules. You're just adding and adding and adding, and sometimes adding even in position size. Maybe at first this was a 0.1 lot position. He added 0.05 lots, then 0.1, then maybe 0.2 lots. And if it's a losing position, you're going to be breaking rules. Even if you're trading with your own capital though, like I said before, I don't recommend it. And if you're going to move over to props and you have this kind of strategy, it's not going to work very well, right? Even if you end up making some money, it's not going to be the best strategy, because between the two of us guys, if you were to start looking at the markets right here and you were to fully close out here, we're looking at 15 hours of you just staring at the screen like a maniac. And of course, throughout all of this, this, he was doubting himself, doubting the process because there was no real process. He was just seeing the markets move up, seeing them move down, move back up, trying to figure out why are we topping out here? Why are we bottoming out here? Why are we having this big move and not really able to cash in? And the worst part is sometimes his trades did do well, but then the next one would fail. Maybe he didn't even understand, the whole concept of what a 50% win rate is. Do you guys know what it is? I'll tell you in a second, guys. A 50% win rate doesn't mean that 50% of the time you're right and 50% of the time you're wrong. That's not what it means. What a 50% win rate means that half of the time you are hitting take profit. The other half you're hitting stop loss. Does that mean you're right or wrong? No, it doesn't. And that's where a lot of the psychological pain comes from for most people, is that they don't understand this. Whenever you have a strategy that you've back tested, let's say 100 trades, and you have a 50% win rate, it doesn't mean that you need to fix the 50% that are losses. Sure, maybe you can optimize things. I agree with that. There's always ways to optimize, but there's no way for your strategy to be 100%. So even if you have a 99% win rate strategy, does it mean that the 1% that you're losing is something that's bad, that you're wrong, that you need to fix something? No, not exactly like gambling, but you guys get the point in terms of probabilities. People that win at poker long term don't win 100% of the time because there's a certain aspect to poker and trading which is very similar, and that is probabilities. I have no idea, okay, not me, not anybody else in the world apart from maybe Wall Street bankers or I don't know, ICT himself, I'm kidding, will actually know whether the market's going to go up or down a certain day. But we do have pattern recognition skills. We can say, well, hey, usually whenever we break this level, we have a continuation day, we move up this many points in the NASDAQ. And that is something that is called an educated guess or a market speculation based off of data. So back to what I was saying, a 50% win rate, guys, just means that 50% of the time you're getting your take profit, 50% getting a stop loss. The thing is, D-Trader didn't fully understand this and thought that he had to optimize everything, which is why he wasn't able to make money even after 10 years of doing this, guys. 10 years of trying to find a good strategy and make it work. Guys, let's just say that whenever he was getting losses, he would immediately stop trading live, go back to demo, go back to his bots, try to optimize. And in the end, it was a waste of time. Had he maybe originally stuck to what he was doing and actually just kept finding his edge and understood that losses are just part of the journey, unlike Twitter traders, he would have potentially gotten quite a lot farther in those 10 years because he was just stuck in optimization jail, okay? And not even the good one, like just in the one that's a never-ending cycle of staring at charts all day and not making any money. And at some point, he just ran out of money, like pretty much. After 10 years of just throwing money at the markets, trying to build these bots, talking to developers and trying to hit good trades, at some point you'll probably run out of money unless you're able to somehow make up for it all the time by being break even or just continuing to add more cash into it. And so he realized, I know a lot, I know I can make it work, but I don't know how. So I'm going to take what I have left and I'm going to do something different with it. And that's when I had a very serious conversation with him. When he finally gave up on the YouTube crap and plugged into the SCT system properly this time, everything changed for him. Just to speak of a couple of results that he's gotten, right? He joined a little while ago and he's been able to continuously get better and better and better, hitting bigger and bigger trades. Originally hitting some decent wins of $80, nothing too crazy. But once we funded him with $400,000, that's when things started to get more and more interesting. Then he got another 400K right here, another 200K right here with different prop firms. And that's when he started hitting $5,000 to $6,000 wins. Then over here, this was $600 in a day from his own trades. This was, what is that, like $3,500 in a day. What else? Silver trades over here, making $2,600. Over here on Euro USD, making about another 1,000. Just something very light, $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 a day. Because guys, once he got funded, and once he started to stack the wins and actually follow the process, things became simple. He knew what to do, he had the right account, and all he had to do is just enter and wait. And that's exactly why he was able to go from $80 wins and 10 years of trying to optimize to $6,000 days. The main thing that's different now with his trading is all he has to do is just find his entry based off the system we built for him, and then enter, wait. And no matter how long it takes for a trade, whether we're talking, a couple of hours in this scenario or maybe a couple of days, the result will typically be a winning trade. And whenever it's a losing trade, he doesn't spiral. He has a system that automatically closes all of his trades for him and makes sure that he doesn't revenge trade. He also, of course, has access to us where we tell him don't do that if ever necessary. And whenever he does take a bunch of different trades, we usually talk to him and say, hey, probably not the best idea to spend a lot of time taking these different setups. But if he feels like it, he's able to. And at the very least now, it's a clear system and he's able to make profit from it. The confidence, the clarity, the system that he has now, and the clean executions, the calm nature of his trading. Like I said, it didn't come overnight. And it wasn't the 10 years of trading that he did before that or strategy tweaking that really did it. It really was him actually following a clean strategy and having that guidance within SCT for us to make sure that whenever he is taking trades, they are high leverage. Not 100 to 1 or 200 to 1. I just mean he doesn't have to spend all day, all week focusing on the trades, stressing about it. He's able to find a setup, click buy, and sit. Or go out, live his life. You get the point. He doesn't have to stress out about it all of the time. And guys, this shift didn't happen because he was just trying harder. It just happened because he stopped doing dumb shit. And he finally followed a system that's just designed to print. A system anyone can use if they've got the balls to drop the excuses. Now that he's been in SCT for a while, I mean, you guys can see very clearly, he's no longer over trading. Whenever he takes multiple trades, they're actually pre-planned. He's no longer overreacting or revenge trading. He's actually been journaling his trades. So if he were to take multiple trades in a day, I'm making damn sure he's not taking trades the next day unless they're journaled and reviewed, and we can clearly see what went well and what didn't. It wasn't a straight line up either. 10 years of bad habits will, in the end, require a little bit of course correction. And that's truly where the coaching aspect came in and helped a lot, because the first month wasn't very easy. It was a process of removing the bad habits, of let go of these demo accounts, let go of these bots, just delete all of it, get rid of it, get started on funded accounts. Here's the system, here's the journal, you have to do this or else we're not going to be able to help you. And after a while, well, these habits, they stuck. And they stuck a lot better than the old ones because he was actually getting good results from them. It was actually a lot clearer, and he had that direct help to make sure that every single step, every single trade, every single day that he was putting hours into this thing, he was actually getting something out of it and was getting closer and closer to his big goal. The thing is, guys, most traders will never really reach this level because whenever they look at a chart, whenever they see something like this, all sorts of things are going to happen in their brain, which is going to cause all sorts of problems and prevent them from ever succeeding. Because once again, guys, humans, they're not really meant to be trading. This shit is not something that's easy for humans. It's not something that's even efficient for bots to do, typically speaking. And so a lot of people wonder, what is the point? Well, like I said earlier, DTrader has a big goal just like most of us. And for him, that's taking care of his family and severely growing his savings account, his trading accounts, so that he's able to do something bigger with his life. Not everybody will make it, but those that put in the effort like DTrader did will definitely get significantly closer to their goals than those that do, well, the same old shit that doesn't work. And if you're done doing dumb shit too, book a call with the link in the description. We'll walk you through the exact system he used to go from a decade of failure to printing $6,000 days like it's fucking normal. Or if you want, you can also start the free course in the description, which will definitely put you in a better position than you are now. Either way, stop pretending more effort is the answer. Systems win, excuses don't.